Youth. 10:37 p.m. In one of Manchester's outskirts, sirens echo on the wet sidewalks after a recent rain. A police cordon surrounds the entrance to a wooded area. Bright lights cut through the bushes as detectives work in silence. A small body, wrapped in a blanket, is carried on a stretcher. 14-year-old Ethan Cole. Ethan's face is crushed, with a severe head injury. Beside him lies a fallen phone, still on, as if it was recording. While officers scan the area, they find a boy walking on a nearby street, shoes caked in mud, Leo Bennett. Leo is also 14, slender build, slumped shoulders, a deep distance in his eyes. When police ask for identification, Leo simply nods. He quietly extends his hands and shows no reaction as cuffs are placed on his wrists. He seems like a shadow of himself. In the back seat of the police car, he stares out the window, watching raindrops trace paths down the glass. His mother, Sarah Bennett, arrives at the station with swollen eyes and trembling hands, exhausted, afraid. When she sees her son in the interrogation room, she immediately sits beside him. "Say something, Leo. Please," Sarah pleads. But Leo doesn't speak. He doesn't cry, doesn't lift his head. He only clasps his hands together and stares at the floor. The room is quiet. Even breathing feels heavy. Detective Rachel Morris enters. In her 40s, disciplined but intuitive. Her experience is evident. She glances at the file in her hand, then turns to Leo. "Leo, something terrible happened today, but we're trying to understand you. If you help us, we can figure out what happened." Silence. Rachel thinks to herself, this boy is either trapped by fear or he's internalized the guilt. But those eyes, there's something strange in them, as if he's asking for help, but has no words. Outside the one-way mirror, other officers observe. The media is relentless. Ethan's family appears on television, spreading claims that he was attacked by a classmate. Social media has already declared Leo guilty. Meanwhile, evidence from the scene is under review. Ethan's phone is still working. A video is found, but not uploaded. It plays. Ethan looks into the camera and shouts, "Look at this loser, Leo! Run, Leo, run!" The camera shakes. There's a struggle, leaves rustling, and Leo's soft voice is heard. "Stop, Ethan, please." Then the video cuts abruptly. It's incomplete. As officers analyze the footage, Rachel turns again to Leo. "Was Ethan hurting you, Leo? Is that your voice in the video?" Leo doesn't move, just briefly lifts his eyes. Rachel senses a scream behind them, but there are no words. Sarah breaks down in tears. She has never truly understood her son's silence. She remembers how he withdrew during the years of psychological abuse by her husband, once hiding in a closet. She pulls him close. "If you don't tell me, I can't protect you." But still, Leo remains silent. That night, hours pass at the station. The silence becomes louder than any words could be, a wall between them. Leo's silence is not just that of a child, but of a life repressed. At 6:40 a.m., Rachel is alone in her office. Ethan Cole's social media profile is on the screen. In the photo, he's smiling. Everything appears normal. But scrolling down reveals darkness. Mocking posts, videos shared under the guise of jokes, replies to deleted comments filled with aggression, and most notably, multiple mentions of Leo. One video stands out. A TikTok clip filmed in the schoolyard shows Ethan and friends laughing as they stick gum to Leo's desk. The caption reads, "Today's quietest target, again." Rachel watches, anger rising. The system had failed to notice all of this. She makes plans to meet with the school. Meanwhile, Ethan's friend Tyler is summoned to the station. Nervous and avoiding eye contact, Tyler eventually agrees to a private conversation. He quietly confesses, "We didn't really like Leo, but Ethan took it too far. One time, he put a dead rat in Leo's backpack. Leo didn't say a word. He just took the bag and threw it away, like a wall." Rachel takes notes. After Tyler leaves, she rests her head in her hands. This isn't just bullying. It's sustained psychological torment. Meanwhile, Sarah searches Leo's room. Under the bed, she finds scribbled notebooks, sketches. One drawing shows a child with no eyes, a mouth sewn shut. Underneath, "If I have no voice, who will hear me?" Sarah breaks down. For the first time, she sees her son's inner world. His silence wasn't emptiness, it was a scream. She feels guilty. All those years, she'd been too lost in her own pain to hear Leo's quiet cries. At the school, Rachel meets with the principal and the guidance counselor. The principal is defensive. Ethan was a promising student. He had hopes for a scholarship. Maybe a little mischievous, but we never had serious complaints about Leo. The counselor quietly adds, "Leo came a few times, eyes full of tears. Never spoke, but it felt like he needed help. Still, we had nothing concrete." Rachel wants to say what she's thinking. Silence is also a statement. At the end of the chapter, Rachel and Sarah meet again at the station. Rachel shows her a drawing from Leo's notebook. They both fight back tears. Rachel softly says, "This boy was asking for help, but no one heard him." They realize that behind the cameras, some of life's darkest truths stay hidden. Leo's silence was not just personal. It was a cry ignored by a system that refused to listen. A week passes since Leo's death. The town remains under a heavy gloom. At school, students are quiet, teachers tense. Ethan's family has sent him away to a relative. But whispers persist. What did that boy do to Leo? Detective Rachel Morris reviews Ethan's phone records. She uncovers a secret group chat. Blind spot. Members include Ethan, Tyler, and 3 others. The messages mock and threaten Leo. Ethan. He stayed silent again today. Maybe one day he'll speak, but by then, no one will be left around him. Tyler. That kid's a freak. He'll snap one day. Ethan. Or maybe we'll make him snap first. Rachel brings the evidence to the prosecutor. There's enough to open a case. But the prosecutor hesitates. Ethan is only 16. Psychological evaluation must come first. Rachel is frustrated, but must follow protocol. Sarah takes Leo's drawings to a child psychologist in Manchester. After reviewing them, the psychologist says, "There's deep trauma here. Repressed anger, helplessness. This boy was brilliant and alone." The symbols. Look at this broken glass. It represents shattered trust, a broken identity. Sarah whispers, "The broken glass was inside him." A school-wide parent meeting is held. Rachel speaks to the crowd about the bullying Leo endured. Some parents get defensive. "My kid was just joking. Leo never talked. Kids like that are hard to be around." Rachel stands up. Her eyes are wet, but her voice steady. Teasing is not following someone for weeks, making them feel worthless. Leo was just quiet. But we lost him not because he was silent, because no one listened. The room goes silent. At the chapter's end, Rachel, Sarah, and the psychologist decide to host an exhibition of Leo's drawings. Titled "Silent Screams," the gallery is held at the school's art room. Rachel pins a note to the display. Never ignore silence. Every silence carries a story. Through the broken glass, a light of hope flickers. but some shards can never be repaired. The exhibition is open. Titled Silent Screams, it showcases Leo's drawings at the school's art gallery. Students, teachers, and parents walk through the displays. Some drawings are accompanied by handwritten notes from Leo. Eyes look at me, but no one seizes me. My voice echoes inside, but never escapes. Don't listen to me. Listen to what you've done. One student, Mia, can't hold back her tears. She reads Leo's words and quietly tells her mother, "I feel like this, sometimes too." For the first time, her mother truly listens. Detective Rachel receives Ethan's psychological evaluation. Experts report narcissistic traits, lack of empathy, and a need for control, exacerbated by poor parental supervision and social tolerance. Rachel adds her own notes. Social silence is bullying's silent accomplice. Ethan is sent to a juvenile rehabilitation center, but Rachel knows punishment isn't the point. It's to prevent other Leos from suffering. On the last day of the exhibition, Sarah arrives holding Leo's favorite book. She stands beside Rachel, places a small note inside the pages. "I'm sorry I didn't hear you. Now, I'll carry your voice." Before the lights go out, Rachel approaches a frame at the end. In a broken mirror drawn by Leo, she sees her own reflection. Her eyes fill with tears. She remembers the pain of her own childhood. And in that moment, she understands. This wasn't just Leo's story. We are all, in some way, pieces of broken glass.